Good morning. This is Jake from Jake Sports Takes. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Saturday morning? Today we got two games that will determine some of the playoff picture for the NFL. I will give that later a little bit. My superdogs this week. I'm sorry I haven't done any superdogs in a couple weeks. It just games just didn't make any sense. But today I'm gonna do some. The Saints at 3.5 plus 3.5 at the Atlanta Falcons. Panthers tonight plus 3 at the Bucks. And Tennessee 13.5 plus 13.5 at Jacksonville. Key games, a lot of key games tonight, especially will determine a lot of games. Postseason play, especially the NFC number 1 seed, will be up for grabs. The first game is my superdog. I'm the Panthers at the Bucks. I'm taking the Panthers. I'm taking the Panthers to win that division. I just don't think anything crazy is going to happen. I mean, there's a lot of different formulas of how this can go, but I'm going to take Carolina. Injuries: Jamal Dean for the shoulder injury for Tampa Bay. I mean, Tampa Bay's just been struggling. Carolina's been inconsistent, so this is a tough game. But that's at 3:30 on ESPN and ABC. And the Seahawks and Niners tonight, 7:30 on ESPN and ABC. Cross from is out with a hamstring for the Seahawks. Jones is questionable with an ankle injury, and Kobe Bryant is doubtful with the knee injury. Trent Williams, the great offensive tackle from the Niners, questionable with a concussion. Pearsall is questionable with a knee injury, and George Kittle is questionable with an ankle injury. But everything is pointing to see that they are all gonna play in this key winning in for the NFC West and for the number 1 seed overall. The winner of the Panthers Bucks will be the NFC South champions, barring any weird, crazy things happening. And the winner of the Niners and Seahawks will be the number 1 overall seed, the NFC West champions, and the number 1 overall seed, and will get that valuable first round bye and home field advantage throughout, which means Niners hypothetically could get home field advantage all the way into the Super Bowl, which is in Santa Clara. Anyway, so Sunday slates a little bit strange. 12. This is the early window. Colts at Texans. Texans win. They're already in the playoffs, so it doesn't. They play Indianapolis, who's going to start Riley Leonard this week. Of course, I'm taking the Texans. Sauce Gardner out with a calf injury. Trent Brown questionable with an ankle injury. Jamal Hill out with a calf injury. Lassiter out with an ankle injury. Some of these might be true, but a lot of them are probably just rest. I mean, Houston needs Jacksonville to lose, and you'll get that prediction in a little bit. The Browns at Bengals. I think Myles Garrett going for the sack record. He had a really good shot to get it in the last few weeks and hasn't gotten it. He needs 1 full sack to get it. He gets it this week. And Taylor Jenkins, questionable with a concussion. Harden with a questionable with a shoulder injury. Schweizer out with an ankle injury. And Harold Fannin Jr., a guy I probably will draft next year. Probably I'm thinking about drafting next year. Great tight end from Cleveland, out with the groin injury. Newton out with a hammy. B.J. Hill questionable with an ankle. Grandy questionable with a chest injury. Osai is out with an ankle injury for the Bengals. 12 p.m. CBS, Packers, Vikings, Green Bay. Nothing to play for pretty much as Green Bay's locked in at 7. Zach Tom He's questionable. Wicks is doubtful with a concussion. Aaron Jones Sr. is out with a hip injury. And DJ Hawkinson is out with shoulder injury for the Minnesota Vikings. The 12 p.m. hour, 12 p.m. game on Fox. Titans Jags. Honestly, I don't know how much the Jags are going to play their starters. It's projected to be a rout. But you know what? Tennessee has played very tough. This is my super dog. I can see Jacksonville looking forward to the playoffs and not going after Tennessee and Cam Ward. The Titans have nothing to play for except for excitement. This is a game that the Jags need to win. They win. They're the South champions. They get the 3 seed. Actually, they can bump up all the way to the 1 seed. But I'm going upset here. I can't stand the Titans, and I hate the Jaguars. But I'm going to go up. I'm going to take the upset. Tennessee shocks the world. Knocks Jacksonville down to a wild card. All right. 12 p.m. on Fox. The Red Hot Saints. The month of December was great to them. Tyler Shaw, however, Shaw played great. I mean, put himself in potential if he would have had it all year for Offensive Rookie of the Year. But, I mean, great job by him at Atlanta, coming off a huge win against the Rams. But I think it's going to be New Orleans. Renudrum out, questionable with an knee injury. Mario Davis, questionable with a calf injury. For Atlanta, Darnell Mooney and Kyle Pitts, both questionable with knee injuries. 12 p.m. on Fox. Basically, the Giants playing for our number 1 pick, but probably lost it. The Raiders are 80% from percent of clinching that. Picking the Cowboys. Bass is out with a knee injury. Reville is out with a concussion. Overshawn, concussion, out. All for Dallas, and Hyatt is out with questionable with an illness. Cardinals, Rams. Rams are in, but they are likely out of the division race. They're battling for a wild card. Brown is out for personal reasons. Sweat for Arizona, or Brown out for personal reasons for the Cardinals. Sweat is questionable with an ankle injury. Jackson's questionable with a knee injury for the Rams. Wallace out with an ankle injury, and Dotson out with an ankle injury for the Rams. Broncos, Chargers. Actually, Justin Herbert's sitting this game out this week. Trey Lance will get the start against Denver. Denver's got a lot to play for. I mean, they're playing for the 1 seed. The division's theirs, but they're playing for the 1 seed. With Justin Herbert out, I'm going to take the Broncos. St. Just is questionable for the Chargers with the shoulder injury. Mickens, a guard, questionable with shoulder injury. Bosman, another guard, questionable with concussion. And Molden, doubtful with a hamstring. The Broncos may get John Franklin Myers back, questionable with a hip injury, but he may be playing. Greenlaw for Denver is out with a hamstring injury. Chiefs, Raiders. Nothing here, right? Like I said, this is for the Raiders. If they lose, they get the number 1 pick. Next year's draft, and Fernando Mendoza sounds like he's going to be that pick. Kansas City, even with all the injuries and everything, he's going to I think Chiefs are going to win this game. Trey Smith, out once again with an ankle injury. Tillery, questionable with personal reasons. George Karlaftis, questionable for rest. Xavier Worthy, doubtful with an illness. Durham out with an illness. Butler out for biceps. Geno Smith out with an ankle injury, and Raheem Mostert questionable with knee injury. All right, so now we go to Another 3:25 game on Fox. Dolphins Pats. Pats win, and they get a loss from Denver. New England will be the number 1 seed. Great year from Mike Vrabel and that team. Some injuries from Miami. Jackson's going to have is questionable with the back. Brewer's questionable with a neck injury. Cam Robinson, questionable with concussion. The other Brooks, questionable with a hamstring injury. Wilson is out with a concussion for Miami, and for New England, Woods questionable with a foot injury. Harold Landry, the third, out with a knee injury, and Spillane out again with an ankle injury. Picking the Patriots. Commanders at Eagles. Picking the Eagles. Washington just too many injuries. They couldn't hold it together. Laramie Tunsil out with an oblique. Mariota out with a hand injury. Josh Johnson will once again get the start. Coleman is out for the Commanders. Questionable with a knee injury. Lane Johnson, the great offensive lineman, out with a foot injury for the Eagles. Jalen Phillips out with an ankle injury. Epps out with a concussion. Jamal Dean for Philadelphia out with a hamstring, and Jalen Carter out with a hip injury. Jets Bills in 3:25 on CBS. I think I read Josh Allen might be sitting this one out to protect that foot. They are in the playoffs. It's just depending on seed. I'm still taking Buffalo. The Jets are just too bad. Newman out with a knee injury for the Jets. Clemens out with an ankle injury. Stiffens with a neck injury, questionable with a neck injury. Breece Hall on the report with a knee injury as well. Tyrod Taylor, questionable, is going to be the backup with a knee injury, questionable knee injury. Jalen Phillips, questionable with an ankle injury. Jordan Poyer is out with a hamstring injury. Jones for Buffalo out with a calf injury. Joey Bosa, questionable with a hammy. Dalton Kincaid, questionable with a knee injury. And the final game of the week and night, and the 2025-26 regular season on NBC for the division, for the AFC North, and the number 3 seed, which is a home game against the number 6 seed, the Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers. Black and blue rivalry. I'm taking Baltimore. I don't like either team. I think whoever gets them should knock them out of the playoffs as a 6 seed. Marlon Humphrey and Rashad Bateman are both questionable with illness, and DK Metcalf is still suspended. TJ Watt is out, I believe, with that lung issue. It's a shame. He's a great player, but we will see. The college football playoff semifinals are set now. We have in the Fiesta Bowl. In the Fiesta Bowl, it will be Georgia and Miami, I believe it is. I believe that's how it will go. That'll be on Wednesday. That'll be Wednesday at 7:30 on ESPN. And in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, we have a rematch of, I believe it was actually the first time I started, the first week I did this podcast, the phenomenal game between Indiana and Oregon in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, 7:30 on Thursday, January 8th. So this should be interesting. I wasn't impressed with Ole Miss. I mean, I think it's going to be, I think Oregon's going to take that, or not Oregon, Miami's defense has shown up, I'm going to take Miami in that one, and Indiana, Oregon, I mean, think it's going to be the same. I think it's going to be the same struggle. I think it's going to be a great game again. I'm going to take, and this is tough. Both teams shut out their opponent, but it's a whole different animal. I'm going to take Indiana. It's going to be closer, a lot closer than the actual score. It was 34-20 when in week 2, I believe it was week 2 or week 3, but I think it'll be much closer and much tighter. But that's my picks. I'm just, everybody. I just want to thank everybody who is following my podcast, watching my podcast. Make your comments. I want to hear them. I want to see them. Great job. Follow me on Instagram. You can watch this video. Follow me on Instagram at Duke Nats Texans Fan 11 and at Jake Ferris on YouTube. I just want to thank you guys. Have a great weekend. Have a great football weekend. Enjoy yourselves. There are a lot of playoff listings. I'm not going to get through it because it's going to take me 10 minutes to get through. Major ones, basically, the 2 games today are winning in. The Bucks and Panthers, whoever wins that game, maybe if it's Tampa Bay, it's got some weird implications that Carolina can still win the division, or Carolina vice versa. The Seahawks is pretty cut and dry. Seahawks-Niners is cut and dry. Win, you're the NFC West champions of the division. You're the number 1 seed in the NFC. For the AFC South, I'll try to break this down. The AFC South, Houston wins, and Jacksonville wins. Jacksonville gets the division. Jacksonville can also get up to the 1 seed. Houston wins. Jacksonville loses. Houston's the 1 seed and can get the 3. They can get the 3, the 5, the 6, or the 7. Baltimore-Pittsburgh, winning game. They'll get, no matter who wins it, it'll get the 3 seed. Or the 4 seed, flat out. And likely probably will be bounced, whoever they go up against. But we will see. Anyway, remember, follow me on Instagram. I will be posting this video here in a little bit at Duke Nats Texans Fan 11 on Instagram, at Jake Ferris on YouTube. Have a great fun weekend. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. And peace out, my nerds.